Cost of the figure wasn't so bad. Rerunning it, though, from the Red Planet, that's where all the money got spent. Here's your look at new Super 7 Mars Attacks, the ultimate Martian leader. Martian leaders voted and decided that Mars would have to attack the Earth. Life on the fourth planet would not be able to continue much longer. Martian scientists had reported to their own government that the atomic pressures had been building up beneath the surfaces of Mars for many years. A mammoth atomic explosion was weeks away, perhaps only days. The explosion would destroy all life on Mars, turning the planet into a barren wasteland. To protect the survival of their own civilization, the Martian officials plotted the conquest of Earth. The fearless Martian warriors were prepared for their journey through space, confident that their weapons would soon conquer Earth. I'm going to first make the assumption this wasn't shipped to me via a big giant flying saucer. I ordered it, though, directly from Entertainment Earth. The Martian leader is available over there. Saying, though, it wasn't available directly from Mars, and not knowing if Entertainment Earth actually does have a headquarters on the Red Planet, I'm not going to say I ordered it directly from Mars. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to measure the figure, and then in a second I'm going to bring in another Martian that we've looked at in the past. But that's in the past. Let's live for the now. The now tells us, though, that the figure is going to stand at about 6 3/4 inches in height. Can you remove the helmet? You can remove the helmet, though we're not sure if he can actually adjust to the Earth's atmosphere or the air that we breathe. He could find himself suffocating. So I think it's probably a good idea to keep the helmet on the figure. With that being, though, it's said the figure is going to be, again, 6 3/4 inches in height. That translates, though, to a figure that's about 16.5 centimeters tall. Many times after producer Tony has had his lunch, I, much like the alien, have a hard time sharing the same air. With that being said, though, let's bring in another example of the Mars Attacks creature. This happens to be, though, the Mars Attacks Martian Commander, released by Mezco Toys. I believe the last time, in fact, we looked at this figure was about 12 years ago. Wow. 12 years ago. Man, you got a really old channel. You got a really old person also that's behind the camera replying to that comment. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit smaller in size. I suppose, though, if you did want to still use the Mezco one, you could have it kind of being displayed in the background. This sort of the smaller minions to the leader that we're looking at in this review. As another example, and I just grabbed one that was off my shelf. It probably wasn't the best choice either. Here's a figure that we've also gotten from Super 7. This happens to be the G.I. Joe Cobra Battle Android Trooper, or BAT if you prefer. And producer Tony was a bit offended by that comment I just made. I'm looking at him right now. He's putting on his jacket. No. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Let's look, though, at the accessories. Don't go away, everybody else, by the way. Let's look, though, at the accessories that come included with the Martian leader. Yeah, the figure does have already on the ends of his forearms a pair of closed fists. Not going to be doing much really work when it comes to him holding anything else other than just holding our attention. Or I'm hoping, at least, that I'm holding all of your attention. Oh, some other people are grabbing their jackets right now. Let's zip through this quickly. Some of the other offerings available when it comes to his hands, he comes with trigger holding hands. Not necessarily with trigger finger hands, but at least ones that can be holding either one of his pistols or his ray gun. He does also have, speaking of that, though, a couple of pairs of hands that also come with the fingers sticking out or extended out. So if you want to have them wrapping around the trigger of either one of the weapons that he can wield. He does also come included with a couple of relaxed hands. Those are fine and good as well. And then he also comes included with a pointing hand. You, over there, you're going to be my slave. You, over there, are also, basically everybody's going to be our slaves. And of course, if you want to swap out the hands, basically just grab the figure and hold on to dear life so this thing doesn't run away on you. Hold and grab the hand, just kind of wiggle it off. Take then the hand that you want to use. Let's go with maybe these hands because we're going to be going back to these blasters. Just basically pop them in place. Now I find it's also easier too, when you're twisting this, that makes things a whole lot easier. Don't just force it in. Twist it. Be gentle with it. Let's do this on this side as well. I'm sure I'll probably come back. You know what? I'll come back to that near the end of this video. Maybe when we wrap up the review, I'll do that then. Let's put in this hand because there's going to be a purpose for that. Okay, so now he's ready to hold things. What other things can he hold, humbled reviewer? I'm so glad you asked. The figure, first of all, comes included with a ray laser, I guess a laser rifle. The rifle is obviously different than the pistol that he also has as well. And while at least there's a storage space for the pistol, there isn't one for the actual ray gun. Would this still be a ray gun? I guess that would be a ray gun. You get the idea. One thing that's neat, at least, about this is that the front end of it slides back and forth, although it does get stuck sometimes, but at least it does slide back and forth. So if you want to have it a little bit further back so you can hold it with both his hands, you can do that. You can also slide it forward as well. It's molded really well. Also some nice additional silver has been added in there as well. Nice looking gun. Laser rifle. I'll stick with laser rifle, and this is the laser pistol. Feel free to correct me if you certainly like. If you did want to put that into his hand, though, boy, it's super easy. We're just going to take the handle, work it down, work it down, work it down. You don't have to be making that noise while you're doing that, mind you. Just get it all the way down there, as far down as you can get it. Now, if you're successful, the finger is now going to be fitting around the trigger. How about that? Go ahead and then just bend the elbow. Kind of just bring it around. Yeah, don't worry about the dome. That's gonna be an ongoing problem. And then slide this back just enough so it lines up the gripping hand. There you go. Now, of course, if you want to have him looking any other way than looking straight forward at you, you would have to then take the helmet off, turn the head, and put the helmet back on his head. One other thing he does also come included with as well, mixing up my weapons. The figure does also come included with a laser pistol, or ray gun. Let's just call it a ray gun. Has similar kinds of colors, kind of more of this bluish purple. And again, you got a whole lot of silver on there as well. Now, this can also go into his hands. I mean, obviously, you can double up the weapons as well. So he has the laser gun in the one hand, the laser pistol in the other, or the ray gun in the other. Or you can also take it as well. You can store it on the side. He's got a little holster right there. What was that? Sorry? What's this that you're asking? Oh, so glad that you asked. He has this little cord piece that only actually attaches onto the ray gun. If you're looking at the larger gun, there's no hole, there's no place that this can attach to. The idea, I'm guessing, is so that you can attach it while it's sitting inside the holster. It's a tight fit, though, and one thing I really don't like is that they are using still soft plastic. I mean, this is going to eventually start showing stress marks. I hope that it's not going to break at all. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to take this peg and you're going to fit into this hole if you get your blasted finger out of the way. I'm speaking for myself, by the way. And just basically twist it back and forth. Now, it doesn't go in very well at all. You really have to wiggle it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's about as far in as I can usually get it. Anything after that, I feel like I'm going to be breaking it. And of course, now that sits on the back. Now, you can also take this out, and you have to have it pretty close to his hand. So let's just go ahead. Let's get the dome all the way on there. This rattling is driving me bananas. Is it all the way on there? I think it's all the way on there. No, it's not. Who are we kidding? Let's just take this out of his hands. Put that off to the side. If you have providing, though, the same side as this hand, you can get the pistol in there. You kind of have to bring it around the front. Also, you don't want to be crossing cords. And then just sort of get into his hand like that. Careful, careful, whatever you do. There you go. And you can have it displayed that way. I mean, you can only obviously go so far because that starts to pull the cord real tight. I mean, even that's a little too tight for my liking. Yeah, if you're not careful and you happen still to have this in his hand, and let's just say you bring his hand up, I'm sure that's probably going to snap the cord. It's at least going to, at the very least, pull it away from the holster. I mean, it's a good idea that they kept everything together like this, but just be careful, and you have to kind of remind yourself from time to time, hey, buddy, don't move the arm up. Don't move the arm up. And I have to actually even tell myself that now in case I decide to move his arm up. Let's just kind of holster that onto the side. As for one of the biggest issues really facing the Martian leader is not just the human resistance on this planet, and I hope there's enough of us, but that his helmet never stays properly in place. This dome, in theory, is supposed to securely attach. One thing, too, is that when you are putting it on his head, you have to turn it so that it's wider this way than it is this way. And then that way you can slide it off of his head. I mean, it's pretty close quarters. Just slide it off all the way like that. This is basically what his face would look like underneath. He does actually have, if you can get your finger in there, mouth articulation, so you can open and close it. It's hard to do, mind you. You kind of have to get your thumb in there to open and close it. Of course, he does have head articulation. He's got a ball joint, which is all fine and good. But I mean, again, like when you decide whereabouts you want to have it. So let's just say he's facing this way. When you put the dome back on, you really have to make sure you got it the right way. So again, like it's wider this, I know I'm saying this redundantly, put it in on a wider way and then turn it around. And then when you're looking at this, after I finish saying that, one of the issues also is if you look at the groove where this is supposed to have the dome fit in, it fits fine here, but it gets real messy back here. It almost looks like it's the wrong shape. So when you are putting the dome back on, it more or less securely attaches only from the front. And it doesn't do it at all on the back. So you can see like right at the back, there's still a ledge between that and the back of the tank where like the dome isn't even reaching that at all. it more or less just holds it from the front. If you bang it, if you happen to move it at all, this dome comes off pretty easily. Of course, if you have it secure like this, it stays on well enough. But again, like the moment you start to kind of move the figure around, the dome comes loose again. Again, the head looks fantastic, though. I mean, just to go again, compare it with the one that we got from Mezco. Mezco did a fine job for the time that they released this figure. Certainly a lot more brainage with the one that we got from Mezco. A little less of that with Super 7s. The brain does still look good. I've got a few little scratches here, I think, on the dome itself. I don't think that's from my doing either. It probably came out of the factory like that. I think I've got like one little scratch on the side. Overall, it's still pretty good, though. The body looks fantastic, and while he is very limited on articulation, he only has essentially just single hinges in his elbows, single hinges in his knees. He fits the part rather nicely for the Mars Attacks aliens. Of course, he's got the big tank on the back, runs then tubes on the sides. Those tubes run all the way to the front, and this is the thing that allows him to breathe. I don't even think that's the way that Martian aliens would breathe anyways. They probably would just say, they'd probably do something like really outlandish, really crazy, like, wait, that's maybe the planet of the alien cats. The color's really nice, though, as well. You've got some nice silver there on the front. Bold black lining there as well. And then, of course, he has this the traditional tubed arms, which is something, again, that's always carried over when it comes to the Mars Attacks aliens. Even like looking at the Mezco one. The Mezco is a little bit brighter when it comes to the back of the tank. Certainly a much leaner looking alien, too, if you compare the two. Now, for the figure's articulation, here again is where the limitations are going to come because, again, like in order to get access to the face or the head, you're going to have to take off the dome. Take off the dome, just slide it around so you don't scratch the face, whatever you do. You kind of have to move it up, and then you have to move it, and then move it, and then move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. The head's going to be on a ball joint, so it does open, well, it does move up and down, back and forth. Technically, though, you could be able to rotate the head all the way around. The mouth does also open and close. It's not the easiest thing to get your finger in there, though. For the upper torso, nothing really is here. This is all just sculpting alone. So you can't rotate the torso, you can't move it up and down or anything like that. You can, however, though, move the arms all the way around. They hinge out at about a 90-degree angle bend or a T-pose. See, this is why I would have been, if I had not reminded myself and I had just done that now, that would have broke. I probably would have cried, and I would have just kept going with the rest of this review. Everybody in the background would be like, the guy's totally crying. I wouldn't have cried that much. Not much. The figure does have a swivel in the bicep. Does, in fact, have a single hinge in the elbow, but the elbow does also allow that forearm to rotate. So it does rotate this way just a little bit, or it does also rotate all the way when it comes to this bicep. The hands do rotate all the way around. There's a hinge back and forth, depending on whether you want to use these hands or you want to use different hands. It's entirely up to you. And then the legs split. Now, this leg splits fine. This leg, for obvious reasons, is going to split a little less because you've got the big holster on the side. The legs also can move forward and they can move back. You probably can also notice as well that there is a gap. Now, the gap isn't something that seems to be closed. Even if you take the leg and like push it up, that's as far as it seems to want to go. I mean, it doesn't drop any further, but they seem to have left the gap permanently there. I can't move it. I guess they've done that so that you could do this, so that you could do this, so that you can also, well, you can't really do it from the back, but there doesn't seem to be a way to push it up. If you do succeed in pushing it up, you probably will just end up breaking the peg. I'm going to be crying and then running up the stairs. The figure does have not really much in the way of swivel. The swivel really is only right around here, where it only moves just by a little bit. The knee does have just only a single hinge. The lower leg does also rotate as well. His boots also do turn around all the way. One issue, though, I had with the Martian leader was that I noticed getting this guy out of the packaging, there was a substantial amount of paint buildup here and here over here as well. I've already cleaned it on one side. Basically, I just basically bent the foot up and down till eventually all the paint flaked away. This one was a harder one to pull off, and I've still got paint built up in there. Don't force it, whatever you do. You can heat this either in hot water. I mean, you could even just take yourself like a little weapon or some toothpick or something. You can just kind of scrape the paint away so that you don't want to bend this anymore for the risk that could potentially snap. As a side note, though, I do really like that they've used this metallic. It's pretty much like the same green that they've used for this body, but they've done it more metallic coloring that actually still matches the colors of his fingers. It's a nice looking alien. I know this whole time he's probably been like suffocating, trying to adapt to the oxygen that we breathe on this planet. I mean, it's not just oxygen that he's breathing either. He has to breathe all the car exhaust, all the stuff that we're doing to our skies as well. I mean, I'm not going to get into a big tangent about that. But yeah, it's a nice looking alien. Some of the issues that I really kind of have with it are very minor. I think, if anything, if I was to kind of list my biggest problems with the figure, one would be like paint buildup would be in the boots. I mean, I was able to fix at least some of that. I have to kind of go back and still clean that up. I think probably right at the top of my list, though, right here, if I had a virtual list, would likely be the fact that the helmet doesn't stay on well. It only really does stay on well if you just abandon all hope that it has to attach to the back, because there's no way that the shapes will line up with one another. I mean, if you have graduated early grades in school, you'll know that simple shapes line up. The only way to really get this securely in place, and even doing it the way that I have, you can see it stays securely in place. I should stop really doing that. Is only really just to attach it to the front. If you attach it securely to the front, then the helmet stays well. You really do have to make sure that you put enough pressure against in it, because if not, the helmet does flop around a lot. I didn't have as much of the issue when we had a look like the Mezco one, even though, again, like it was like 12 years ago. But there's the Commander, and then, of course, with the one that we're getting here with Super7, we now have the Mars Attacks Leader. I'm still probably going to be having both of these on display. I mean, even though, again, like the sizing isn't quite right together, if you look at them sort of as size classes, Mezco, again, could be kind of the drones to the leader that we're getting here from Super7. Super7, again, when it comes to accessories, not bad, not bad. He's got, of course, the ray gun, and of course, he's got himself like the laser. What are we even going to call this? The rifle? The rifle does look good. I mean, again, you can slide this back and forth. You can either have that displayed in his hands, or you can choose as well to have the pistol in his hand. If you do decide to go with the ray gun, mind you, just keep an eye, though, on that cord. Leave it off altogether if you're just thinking you're going to forget all about it and snap the cord. Or it's kind of a nice finishing touch to add the cord to the pistol, but just keep an eye on what you're doing at all times. Don't, whatever you do, rotate his arm all the way around. It's going to snap, you're going to cry, and whatever you do, don't blame the guy behind the camera. Was I driving you crazy with the names of the weapons? Hey, I was driving myself crazy. So to stop the cray, I actually went back to Entertainment Earth's listing, and it says for the box contents, and I quote, rifle, pistol, holster. Actually, the holster's not even relevant at all. Now, you could choose if you want to have laser on the front of either one of those weapons. If you think you want to be clever, you can also put Martian rifle, Martian pistol. It doesn't change the fact that both of his weapons are a pistol and a rifle, and that both of them go pew, pew, pew. In only one of the cases, though, the pistol is the thing that attaches into his holster. It's also the only weapon that where you can take the cord from the holster and attach it onto. Don't think that you can be clever, though, and try to put the pistol on the other side of the figure's body while the cord is still attached. I think what's only going to end up from all of that craziness is that you're only going to break the cord, you're going to get upset, and then don't, whatever you do, blame the guy that said you shouldn't in the first place. One other thing I did actually mention in this review is the stubbornness of this dome. While it looks, in theory, like there's a canal all around the outer parameter of the Martian's head, I think it's only there by suggestion again alone. I mean, if you really want to have the dome securely attached, just ignore altogether the back of it and attach it from the front. Then it's secure, then it's not going to be going anywhere. I don't know why they really sort of gave the idea that you'd be able to put it all in that little ravine area when it really doesn't work at all. All in all, though, it's a nice looking Martian alien. I mean, one thing at least for this is you don't have to feel like you're investing into a license that you're not sure if Super7 is going to follow through with. You know, with the Star Trek, we don't even know if that's going to be happening anymore. The licensing for G.I. Joe, who knows? Who knows? Are we going to be getting any more of that? And we already know the fate of The Simpsons. At least with a character like The Invasion Begins, Mars Attacks, Martian Alien, that's actually the way it was listed. I don't think the Martian leader is going to get any other comrades with him. He's probably going to be a one and we're done. So I think it's secure enough. You should feel at least secure enough to pick up this one, not worrying at all the fate. You could worry about the fate of the Earth. I mean, that's the biggest issue. But I don't think you have to really worry about the fate of Mars Attacks if we only happen to get one figure. Now, again, if you're looking to get this one figure for yourself, it is available right now at Entertainment Earth. If you also want to use the affiliate code, affiliate code down below in the description, that will also save you a little bit of money when it goes to the checkout. Granted, yes, everything that you have to order has to be currently in stock, but if you do use the code, you can save yourself, I think, 10% on your checkout. What do you guys think of the Martian leader from Mars Attacks? Pretty cool looking figure, or is it a total pass? Let me know what you think of it down below. If you guys also, down below, enjoyed this video, you can do it a solid and throw it a like. If you guys want to stick around for more, I hope so. Hit that subscribe. Of course, turn on that bell. But the biggest thing is that you're also coming back. We're going to be leaving right now the very thought of having invaders from another planet. But we are going to be doing more videos for the rest of this week, so I'm hoping you guys are going to be coming back for those. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.